Hello everybody, today I just wanted to record a short video, the first in a couple part series on Celeste speedrunning for speedrunners that are just getting started in the category and aren't really prepared for the frame perfect and extremely tight jumps, since there are some extremely difficult strategies used in the run. I thought I'd do a short series on an easier way to do it that doesn't require as many set in stone, extremely hard to pull off strategies. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about the different mechanics used in the speedrun, such as ways to get more momentum, move faster, get more height, etc. So the first one I want to talk about is the super dash. So the super dash or dash jump is where you press the dash and jump button, specifically the dash button first, and then the jump button very quickly after, and you get a dash that looks like this. You get some momentum and a full jump height, so you can use it to traverse terrain. Instead of doing like something like this to jump up, you can instead do this. So the second technique I wanted to talk about was the hyper dash. So it's very similar to the super dash that we just went over, but you go a much lower, you gain a much lower height, but you go much faster over a much longer distance. So the way you do this one is you hold down and left or right, depending on what way you're going, and you do the exact same input as the super dash, with dash and then jump very rapidly in succession, specifically with dash first. Because if you do dash second, you'll get something like this, which is not what you want. You want something like this. Next, I want to talk about something known as the extended versions of these dashes. So an extended version of one of these dashes is where you wait slightly longer than pressing the jump button immediately after the dash button. You instead wait a little bit and you get your aerial dash back. So you can, for example, do that by doing an extended super dash to get up, and then having your dash in the air and getting up, as opposed to doing a non-extended one and you can't use your jump in the air. But yeah, you can't use your jump in the air, so you can get to many more places with an extended super dash. Same thing goes for an extended hyper dash, where you simply wait a little bit longer, and you'll get your dash back very low to the ground. This can be useful since the hyper dash is possibly the most used out of any of these techniques, because you can do a quick hyper dash into a upwards diagonal dash to gain height or to get to a specific area, or you could do sideways, downwards, diagonal, whatever you need to do. So I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, so I'll just do it now. I'm getting the inspiration for this video and this series as a whole from a YouTuber known as Programmatic. He did a much more in-depth version of what I plan to do with the series, and he also did a techniques video, so I recommend that you all watch that if you want a more in-depth analysis of some more specialized techniques that won't be used all the time in the run. Anyways, I'll leave his link in the description. Go check him out. Pretty good video. So anyways, let's get back to this tutorial. So the next technique we're using is known as the crouch dash. This is something that changed from Programmatic's video, as that video is maybe 2 years old now. It still has much accurate information, but there are some changes that I'd like to detail right now. One of the main changes is that now you can automatically bind, just in the game, multiple buttons to jump without having to use anything external. It's already built in, which is very useful. And then you can also do what's known bind a crouch dash button. Crouch dashes are essentially where you crouch in the air while doing a dash, and this effectively shrinks your hitbox and allows you to get through spaces you wouldn't be able to before. There will be an example of this in the Chapter 3 video when it comes out, and I'll show a short clip of it being used, but I won't really go into much detail right now. So the main use of this is where you can fit through small places, and the other use it has is that it can be used as a substitute for downwards and downward diagonal, while trying to do a hyperdash. So you can just press Z and then jump in whatever direction, instead of having to press both arrow keys downwards and then pressing jump key to get your hyperdash. The next thing I want to talk about is what's known as a wave dash, which is effectively the same thing as a hyperdash. It gives you the same result, but you start it in the air. So this one is pretty self-explanatory. You just dash downwards into the ground, and when you hit the ground, you jump again. This allows you to do a hyperdash from in the air. So let's say you're falling from here, and you need to do a hyperdash. You can wait till you get to the ground and do it, or you could do the much faster version and do it from the air. These are also much easier to do the extended version of, as you don't need to wait. You can just do it from a specific height. You don't want to be too low, or else you might get the blue, although that's pretty hard to do. And you don't want to be too high, or else you'll get just a regular jump. So that's it for the dashing segment. Now I'm going to talk about vertical, like climbing and walls. So the first technique I want to talk about is what's known as wall boosting. This is where you dash upwards, parallel with a wall, and jump off of that wall without grabbing it. You don't press the grab button ever. You just go up and then jump off it. This technique can be somewhat precise, but it is extremely useful if done correctly, as you can gain a ton of height with just one dash. For example, I can get all the way up there with just my singular dash and a wall boost. This is very important to the speedrun, so this is a technique you want to get down. And also, there are a couple key things out of wall jumps you can do, so I'm going to go show those. Okay, so the first one is that you can hold in after a wall boost and grab a wall that's close to you. So for example, if I hold in after I wall boost off this wall, I can grab this wall at the top that's very close to it, as opposed to just holding normally. I won't get there. The other way is holding out. So for example, I can hold out and get to this platform very quickly, instead of say doing this and then going off and then getting there, or doing this and then getting there. I can just go straight there. The last technique I want to talk about is something a little more specialized but still extremely important to have in your kit, which is known as neutral jumping. So off walls there are three key things you can do, which are or two main ones other than neutral jumping, which are jump out and hold in while you're jumping, which yields this result where you kind of slide down the wall slowly but surely. Neutral jumping is where you don't hold either left or right, you simply jump. So this can be very useful as it doesn't burn stamina, and you can actually climb upwards with it. So what you want to do is you want to hold no arrow and then jump without holding the grab button, and then hold in and grab immediately to re-grab the wall, and then you can repeat that. You can also do this without ever grabbing. You will go slightly slower, but that is useful if you don't have any energy, as this strategy can still be employed if you have no energy, which is its main use. So here I can just stay on the wall, or even climb up the wall with no energy. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. thanks for watching if you did stick around. I'd appreciate a like if you found this helpful or enjoyed it. Again, this will be a series where I go over each of the chapters individually, except for 8 and 9, as I don't really speedrun those. I'm doing this more for any percent. But again, like if you enjoyed, comment if you have any issues, and if there was anything more technical you wanted, please check out Programmatic's video. He does a very in-depth analysis and explains things very well. I just wanted to give a more brief, I just wanted to do a much more brief overview of the key techniques that are used. But again, I'd still recommend watching his video. Go check him out. And that's it. Thanks for watching.